Is that over there?
Let's go to a different neighborhood. This one's pretty dry.
Alright, you guys know the deal. We'll give it a quick minute and then we'll get started. Since this is an archive box, it goes a little bit quicker. I get to want to play around with some things. I tell you, it's even lagging on my side here, so I think I might have too much going on.
Yeah, I know, but it shows all the streets and there's a 1-2 score and an 18.
Hopefully that won't be too bad. What the hell's going on here? Hey, what's up, Dukester? Hey, Sebastian, I saw your post. What is your username over on Blowout that you used?
Yeah, they're going to be tough on an 18.
Well, I am completely locked up right now.
That's frozen for me right now. That's $4.
All right, I'll look for you. I'm not sure what's going on here, but I'm like completely locked. I think it's because I got too much open on my computer here. Let me just try and... Alright, does everything sound okay? Because that's part of what I might have an issue with. Alright, I'll get you, don't worry.
Are we starting showing here until...
Alright. Very good. We're going to try something different tonight. Alright, we got ourselves another archive box of Star Trek Beyond. Break a sponsor our blow-up cards. There's that little guy out there in the distance. Alright, you guys ready for this? Tell me if this works. I got, yeah, that's good. Gotta get my location just right. I want to get this away from me a little bit. A little more on the table. So what I'm doing in actual case, since I see other people using multiple cameras, definitely not one on me. Nobody wants to see me. You just want to see the cards. And not like I have any issues, but I know sometimes people like to see the actual case always there. And I had a second camera. I forgot I had it. So, you know, the only downside here is that I just have to get the location right where you see now, where the one is. They're overlapping each other, and that's, you know, kind of useless. You know, I'm trying not to have my gut in the screen. Yeah, Sebastian, it's an archive box. So with this particular product, well, Rittenhouse products in general, they have archive boxes, which is just about anything that you can get in the product will come in these two little boxes. It used to be back in the day, it was one of absolutely everything, but then I guess as they started to change things around to try and create some more interest, they changed it up where not everything is in the archive box, and not everything that I'm trying to think, you know, it goes both ways. There's things in the archive box that you can't pull in the case and vice versa. For instance, the 7-piece. Yeah. You know what I think the problem is I think this camera, hold on one second. Once I get the second tripod, that'll help tremendously. But I think, yeah, I saw Houdini pulled one of the Harrison Ford autos. He had posted it in one of the threads. All right, I think that puts us in a good, right there is a good spot. Now that doesn't see it. So anyway, this card right here, the 7-piece relic, you cannot pull that in the case of cards. You can only pull it in here. Yeah, it's unnumbered, so I guess there must be a red numbered out of 10 and then whatever the unnumbered is. This is one of the pins of Chekhov. This is also an exclusive that you can only get from the archive box. Well, no, that's just it. The only reason why I'm even playing with it is because when you're doing a regular case of cards, sometimes people like to have everything showing on the screen. DR2, and I'm not saying I'm going to keep this. It was just I wanted to kind of play with it and see. The one thing that I will definitely use it for is on XSplit I have a couple different scenes I can set up where I use different cameras for different scenes, but if I happen to run the random myself, then I can have the camera already focused on the monitor and I don't have to worry about picking the camera up and spinning it around and whatnot. SR3. So I mean that's really all it's for. I wanted to see how it works. You know, like I said, if we're doing a full case of cards, you can always have the cards in frame. RC14. But I do notice I keep wanting to center myself on the camera, and I get a corner of the card chopped off. This is these thin ones. I don't like opening the packs. All right, it's all quotables. Well, DC's not, is that even up on, that's not even up on pre-order yet, so I can't do that. Alright, so now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to jump over real quick, because this is actually bugging me. Bear with me 1 second, I didn't go anywhere. Just had to come over here, add, device, video, and camera. Main camera, full screen, back over. There you go. That way I have one set up where, like I said, for an archive box, I definitely don't need the other camera. I just wanted to kind of play with it for a second. Alright, so anyway, SR7. The Outlander I will be putting in for soon. I forget. That comes out in a month and a half now. Sebastian, I heard it got pushed back to August 7th. so I don't think it's going to come out. Somebody had posted that. SR4.
Oh yeah.
But I did get permission for Outlander. You know, I don't know how it's going to do. I had such trouble filling a break for Outlander. I'm not sure why. Alright, this is DC5, and to work off of the last one we got, if you notice the stitching on the checkoff piece. Yeah, the release has been delayed 2 weeks.
The battle of the color tape.
Alright, SR6. Hey Michael, question for you. So these cards right here, the couple of relic cards that are monster thick, I don't have any 360 point top loaders, but that looks like what size they would be. I don't think they make 360 point soft sleeves, so I'm not comfortable putting that card directly into a top loader. But have you ever done that? SR1. My next break will be either, I'm going to guess Sunday. I've got an archive box. Hey, what's going on, EJ? I've got an archive box of Twin Peaks, and I have an archive box of Star Trek Deep Space Nine Heroes and Villains. DR3. The Deep Space Nine one, that's just about all paid up and ready to random, so that will, I'll guarantee that that'll happen this weekend. Twin Peaks just went active today. RC15. So if we're lucky, it would work tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a couple of those boxes too. It's just, I actually feel more comfortable. I triple bag them in team bags. I'm just afraid of them just kind of, you know, being loose inside of a plastic container, whether it's a top loader or a two-piece box, you know, like a 25 count, like you said. RC13. Oh, this is kind of neat. It hits at the end of that pattern. It doesn't feel like a seam. It feels like that's just kind of, whether it's silk screened on top or what. You know, Deep Space Nine was probably my least favorite Star Trek. And I didn't watch the Scott Bakula one, so I have no comparison to that one. DR4. All right, listen. When I get back on the Blowout, I'll look for your new account and I'll shoot you a message. DR1, because I might have a surprise for you. DC2. So, cards and cantrips. Who are you, by the way? Just so I know who I'm talking to. SR2. Well, EJ is Sapphire Sports. I know that. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not the top loader. I was asking if there was a soft sleeve that thick. Like, I've only ever seen the thick soft sleeves, which I think they can fit up to, what, like a 180 point, I think it says. And it just says hold thick cards. I don't remember how thick of a card I fit in them. DC3. I'm just always afraid that if I were to put a thick card directly into a top loader that it would get damaged.
Oh my God.
SR8.
No. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know.
DC1. But I don't know who's picked the two. I think there's two of those cards that are that thick. Here's the other one, because it's the single and then the dual with Kirk and Crawl. DC4. No, I think, and don't quote me on this, I think they're in a kind of a wait and see thing right now. They're only going to right, and getting that card, like I said, I like triple bag it in team bags to kind of overly protect it. I think that, you know, it's fine that way for me. SR5, but for inflections, I think it's down to what, $28.50 for the case right now. The Game of Thrones market is really soft. That is true. And that's why when, was it Finding Time, I think? And then these are all quotables. Had asked about the season 5 that they had. At the price, more than half the people in the monthly break opted to not do it. I don't blame them. I mean, when we were doing the monthly break, we were doing those cases for, you know, $600, $700. You know, I can only speculate. I am not a employee of Blowout, so I don't know if they still have a ton of Game of Thrones stuff and they're holding on to it all, thinking that it might go up. You know, I am surprised though. I've been following some stuff online, you know, like on eBay and stuff, and the prices seem really soft to me. There's the case topper. There's the archive exclusive Justin Lin. And here's our Chris Pine, which I'm almost positive that the pick 88 who got number 1, that he's taking this card. Almost positive. If I remember correctly, he has a master set that he's been putting together, and he only needs like 2 cards, and I think that's one of them. Alright, let's see. What is this card? So this is card 7. And it's got Spock and 2 other guys, and he's taking an oath. Alright, time for all the autographs. Oh, that's right. These patches too. Forgot about these things.
Alright.
There's Jacob Kogan. We're gonna run through these. You know what? Does anybody even care about, except for the main people? Fraser Atchison. I'm just gonna do a whoop real quick. You know what else I forgot? This is one of the poster cards. It's a heavy pack. Yeah, I mean, and I'm talking specifically for me, just the inserts, since I don't collect the autographs. There's a poster for Kirk, Jason Matthew Smith, and Melissa Roxburgh. I don't want to say exactly what stuff I'm looking at, because there's something, I'm sure the price is going to, you know, jump up at the very end, but there's something that I want to get that's, in my opinion, at about 10% what it should sell for right now. And the auction will be done, I think, tomorrow. This is Uhura poster and Doug Young #1 and Doug Young #2. Did you ever pick up? I remember you were talking about EJ picking up some heavy hitter archive boxes. I don't know if you did or not. Promos. I'll put the promos with that. There's Carl Urban #1. Come on. There we go. I wonder what Carl Urban's up to. And Jimmy Bennett. Nazneen Contractor. I think, at least for Blowout, I think they are all out of archives. They told me that they were out of them. And usually they would just, you know, put the price back up. Lydia Wilson. Jeremy Raymond. And here's Carl Urban autographed wardrobe. I'm surprised though that the Walking Dead break isn't filling more than it is. That one's really, I'm just shocked. Farron Tahir. I mean, it's so cheap. And one of the, you know, crypto boxes. Joe Taslim. And here's our Sophia Batella. There's the McCoy poster.
Ooh, I thought you had that.
Danny Pudi. Kim Cold.
So, let's just calm down.
Well, if that break as it is doesn't fill, I'll see about maybe just doing the Cryptozoic box, because you got that had extra hits in it, because you got 2 wardrobe cards in every box. One was, I forget, it's either a Walker or it's a Terminus Resident. I get the 2 mixed up. That's a Spock, Sophia Botella, because season 4 was broken into 2 parts. So one part you got you know, a wardrobe card, an autograph, and then a second wardrobe card of a Walker, Justin Lin, or a Terminus Resident. I definitely agree with you that if you can grab a Beyond Archive box for $1,000 or under, I think it's a no-brainer. Scotty. There's Jimmy Bennett number 2. Peter Weller.
For some reason.
And I think the Twin Peaks archive box that we're going to do a break on, that was $900. I think that's a pretty good deal. I haven't checked to see how much the prices have softened, but the last I had looked, the printing plates were, hey, you know, that's interesting. The first patch we got wasn't in a soft sleeve, but then this one is. Danny Pudi. But yeah, but I think the Twin Peaks one is a good deal. Jacob Kogan. Now there's a second series coming out, so I don't know how much it's gonna hurt the prices from series 1. But when we were going heavy into the Twin Peaks stuff, the archive exclusives and the printing plates were going for $200 a piece. Patch. There's our Zoe Saldana. And Jeremy Raymond. I want to try another archive box of Orville, because I forget what it's down to now, but I put it in my break thread. I think that that box is an insane archive box. It says you're guaranteed the Seth MacFarlane autograph. You get, I think, 2 Rob Lowe autographs, because I think one of them is the duel with Adrian Palicki. Fraser Atchison. I want to say the box is down to 15. Oh, there you go, 1,500. Yeah, EJ, I was told that this is the last box, or was the last box. Kimberly Arland.
This guy's so bad. He's just, oh, he's such an annoying to deal with.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame. Like, I'm not sure what happened, but like Batella, her autograph, she like signed it with a ballpoint pen. It's so thin. And then Chris Pine used a like one of those big fat markers that you use when you're, like on a construction site. Lorenzo James Henry. I actually kind of like Carl Urban's autograph, even though I know it's just initials. Jeremy Fitzgerald.
Ooh, my mids scare me. Just like, oh god, they get nervous.
But if you guys take a look on eBay and you see what the autographs of Rob Lowe and Seth MacFarlane and stuff are going for, and that we could have done an archive box Sulu poster card, I forget for how much, what I said it was going to be. Lydia Wilson. But to get, a shot that, I keep grabbing the wrong ones. The top, couple of autographs in there are going for, major money. Jeremy Raymond. I don't watch Star Trek Discovery, but that archive box was down real cheap.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, check off poster. I'm not showing these. There's Zachary Quinto. I'm not doubting that they're sitting on a bunch of them. Alice Eve. I just don't understand how they're not selling. I think at the price, I think they're fine at the 1,500. No, with Discovery, I'm just saying if you're a fan of the show, because I think except for like 2 cards and the printing plates, I don't think there's anything really special in there. Crawl poster, Jeremy Fitzgerald, and Joe Taslim.
One more.
Now, I think the best things right now would be, these archive boxes, if there were any left. Probably, like I said, the Twin Peaks archive box. The Walking Dead Season 4 Part 1 or 2, whichever one that they have. So, I mean, it's only $350 a case. Poster.
Go ahead,
Jason Matthew Smith. Fiona Vroom.
I hate this game so much. You don't even understand. I'm sorry.
It's funny, EJ. I was actually thinking about buying a case of Journey to the Center of the Earth to just have it at my table when I did the show in May. Patch. Bruce Greenwood and Kim Cold. I think it's $50 for an entire case. Sell them for a quarter a pack just so kids have something to grab.
I'm lagging. Oh, jeez, I can't see. I'm good now. No, I'm not. I'm lagging so bad.
The thing that's killing me right now is the Upper Deck stuff.
No. I might lag. I can't. No.
There's Jason Matthew Smith, number 12. Between Upper Deck seems to be holding more and more stuff back to put on EPAC.
We see the ball?
Baron Tahir.
Might be back.
I mean, and I don't know if, and then it sounds like everybody's getting their allotments cut back big time. then everybody's afraid to sell what they have.
Roby, why are you
I would have loved to have opened up more James Bond. I actually thought that was pretty good. You know, if they were, like I said, if they were able to get cut autographs of the Bonds, then I think that set would have been a complete home run. Noel Clark.
Is it actually for you? Use like out.
But I mean, I can't even do a break of Marvel Premiere.
Okay.
Fiona Room.
I can. Okay. That was something else in there.
I would love to know how much money Blowout has invested in their cases of Black Panther, because they have never budged, and they got them for $800 a case. Because I would break that again if it was $400 a case. Melissa Roxburgh, and here's our Chris Pine. But I mean, Premiere, what was it, 2014, 15, whichever one we opened up, had been almost 10 cases. Lorenzo James Henry. Ben Cross. The problem with EPAC is that, and I don't know what the agreement is with Check Out My Cards on that part of it. Alice Eve autograph wardrobe. But there is no reason why they should be charging more than what the MSRP was for the physical release. I mean, that's a joke. It's got to be cheaper for them to do it this way. Their profit margin is obviously much, much greater. Here's a Zachary Quinto. And you know what I didn't know? I didn't notice this until I was packing up the last one, is that the Quinto and the, is it the Urban? No, what are these? Got a second one of these. Oh, it's the Pine. That's it, the Pine. They're numbered.
Just join me when you're back in.
See, the Pine is 97 of 200. And this one is 7 of, is that 255? Alright, then we got Sophia Boutella again. And Carl Urban again. Alright, that'll do it for the archive box. So we'll show you, just so you can see again, printing plates were card number 7. Everything else we know, that's the only thing that you don't know what you get. You know, the Chris Pine, that's an archive exclusive. Got some fuzz on here. Justin Lin is an archive exclusive. The Chekhov pin and the 7-piece bridge relic. They're all the archive exclusive cards. Everything else could be pack pulled. Alright, so thank you for watching. If there's anything you want to see me break, please post in my break thread over on Blowout. And lastly, go join my Facebook group. We are filling that last break of Viceroy Space Series 2. It's more than half full, and we're not in any rush on that one. The product is being held for us, so you know, we're giving it time for more people to join the group and get in on that break. And I think that's about it. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys later.